when you
Well, hello everyone. I hope everyone's doing fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a good day. Yes, it is. The birds are chirping. People, people are spurring the fuck out. It's a glorious fucking day. Yes, it is. Huggy wins again. Owen always will win because again, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you something, when I point shit out to you, listen to me. Just because I got a little slur doesn't mean I'm not right. I need sooner or later people will realize I'm right. And when they realize I'm right, guess what? It's too late. Huggy's not gonna give you any fucks anymore. Huggy's not gonna bring you back into the fold. Huggy's not gonna rehabilitate your image. No, 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 no. You want to be with the wolves? Be with the fucking wolves. Be with those people. Be with the people like your be with your besties. Be with the people that you claim to surround you because at some point they will rip you to shreds. Because I I try to teach and it's funny though. our dear friend Mr. Dave had said, "Oh, Huggy, you're gonna make. I gave you views. You know, I make you money. He even donated money. The charitable person, even though he claims that every any money that he gets goes to his stream place. Donated me $35. What a great guy. But here's the thing I need people to understand. If you if you're going to talk shit to me, don't delete it. Just don't delete it. Don't go and write a whole diatribe about me, delete it, and then pretend you didn't say anything. I will continue to make this a very point. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You can make a stream about me. You can call me all the names in the book. But it still doesn't discount the fact that you go on comments on my video, write to me, and delete it. Nah. Let me explain something to you, sir. I want you to listen to very fucking carefully. You have, regardless if you get sued or not, Dave, your operations make no sense. It really doesn't make any sense. You have multiple cameras. You have um multiple microphones. You have a fucking chair, and it's like you're putting the money in the wrong places. But again, who am I to count your money for you? Like, I'm not the type of person to do it. But I will say this: at some point, you will become the monkey on the organ grinder. You have to keep these people happy, my guy. You have to make sure that they will not get bored of you, because God forbid things go south with you. Even if you do or do not get sued, Dave, remember this. This storyline can only go for so long. This storyline with you and Hales can go as long as Hales humors you, Tug humors you, Megan Fox humors you. If people don't humor you, guess what? It's the end for you. You have nothing to go by, and then what? And then you'll also have to think with that other family, which I still don't understand why you don't help the other family. It's help other families. Like, you have all this goodwill. You have 100 people watching you. The donations would be great. You could use your power for good instead of you going and rely on one family and then doing these fucking fences or whatnot. It is what it is. And again, that whole comment that you posted, that's not king shit. You're no king. Who the fuck is you? You are no king, my guy. King shit is not crying on stream and having someone else keep you from offing yourself. Allegedly. King shit is not going to another person's stream and bitching about copyright bullshit that someone else did to you. That's not king shit. You're not a king. You're not on a pedestal where you can talk shit down to me. You have quantity. I have quality. I could speak on that. And notice how I'm not going into your comment section and you know telling you, hey, hi, you suck. No, no. I observe, I watch, I listen. I have people, clipping you, analyzing you. Because right now, bro, it's like. All it is that you're spiraling out of control, and you're just waiting for the Green Reaper to knock on your door so for you to get served. That's all it is. So please, have have any of your mods, Lisa's mods or your mods or whoever mods, come enjoy the show. Enjoy. Because it's going to get so much fun once your spiral comes into control. And mind you, regardless of what happens, Mr. Dave, I'm going to have fun cackling at wherever dumpster you will be. Or will you continue being on YouTube and being a joke? Because it'll be so much fun poking fun at you. And you don't have to engage with me. Don't. Please. It's more fun when you get into your tism, your alleged tism and fits, and go into my comments and be like, "Oh, Huggy, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh my god!" And you better keep your fucking viewership up to date, my guy. I hopefully you don't dwindle and dwindle and dwindle. Anyways, oh boy. Ooh. But ladies and gentlemen, I got it out of my system. But I just want to speak for a little bit tonight about some sports stuff. Yay, sports ball! Because unlike Dave, I do have other interests besides sucking on a fucking bullshit a dispute about land or whatever the case is. Fucking who cares? So I'm a Yankee fan, and anyone that's into sports was well aware of a player named Juan Soto, who's 26 years old, and Juan Soto got like 15 years, 756, but he has escalators in the contract to where after 5 years he got opted out, but the Mets, who he went to, could pay an additional $4 million to override the opt out, so he'll essentially get $800 million. That's crazy, right? And so, look, Juan Soto was a great Yankee for that year we had him. We won the AL championship game. We won the AL championship. We lost in the World Series. It was very sad. And he went off to go get big bucks. And I, for one, wish him well. Now, can Mets fans are very overjoyed. Like, yay, we got it. We got the guy. It's just fantastic. But I just want to make something very clear to Mets fans, to anyone that has a Mets fans out there, listen very closely. Over the past couple of years, you've had tremendous talent. But your fucking problem is you don't have pitching. The problem with you guys is you don't fucking hit. People fail to understand in the majority of the first half of the season, you guys were like, had barely any hits, barely drove any runs. You left your pitching, pitching rotation left to die. You guys couldn't get your shit together until magically you got everything working for you towards the end. Now, granted, when you have a superstar like Juan Soto, who's going to be hitting and throwing walks and getting your offense up and running, that could be the the spark that your offense needs. Great, God bless. But more times than not, the Mets rotation, I mean the Mets lineup, will falter for some stupid reason. You have so much talent, so much fucking talent on that lineup. 1 through 9, you have talent. You have Francisco Lindor, P. Alonso, Mark Vientos, fucking uh Francisco Alvarez, who is the catcher. You have so much talent, and you guys can be consistently on point. Remember, for any Mets fans out there, it took you guys to the last possible fucking game of the season to get into the playoffs. It took the Yankees clinch their fucking division with a couple of games, like maybe half of the month left of the season. So again, there are moves to be made, ladies and gentlemen, for any Mets fans out there. You better make sure you get yourself quality at bats, quality outfielders, third base, second base. You gotta make sure you get it because again, it'll be kind of sad to have a generational talent who hits like a motherfucker be the only one to have to be the only one driving and runs or hitting or whatnot. Because our core of the Mets it's the same. You may lose your first baseman to maybe the Yankees or whatever the case is. I enjoy sports. I enjoy this time of season. I enjoy when Mets fans get a little in their fucking fees and because they're like, oh shit, we're gonna be great. Are you? Are you sure about that? I hope so. And since the Yankees lost out on that player, because they were like, we're not gonna pay you fucking $800 million for fucking 16 years. That's crazy. We're not going to do all that. So they tapped the fuck out. So they pivot. They got pitching. They got a great lefty. I'm just excited for baseball to come. I'm excited for there to be to see who makes the playoffs, who becomes good, who becomes bad, what other moves there will be. Will the Yankees push to become better than they are and win a World Series? Because as long as the Yankees can win a World Series before the Mets do, that I'll be very happy. I'll be very fucking happy. Um, but I will say that in terms of baseball, the money doesn't make any sense anymore. Like these players that get $800 million, 47 million per year, 50 per year, 70 per year with an hour in LA. And the fucked up here's the fucked up thing about what what teams are starting to do. They're starting to they give a contract, but they're gonna defer the money. Meaning they will pay you down the line. So they pay the bulk of the contract even if the person retires. So like you're paying is a retirement plan or whatnot. Which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because you'll say, listen, we'll pay you this money. Just be signing with our team. Great. You'll get them at a fucking You get them all basically layaway. Great, fantastic. But if your team is not consistent with winning, or the player breaks down, or whatever happens, then you could be locked up paying money, and you can ham hog tie your team to get the money off the books. That money that Shohei Otani has will be in the books until what? 15 years? Something like that. It'll be long into the future. But baseball is interesting because they will do the down the line money just to get stuff done. 1 second. Let me just fix this. They'll get the money down. That they'll get the money down the line. So, uh, look, if teams start doing that now, it's gonna start like you'll pay a lot. You promise make believe money later just to get stuff now, and I don't know if there's a limit to that. But like I said, I'm very excited. We the Yankees got themselves a little pitcher for 7 years. I think 128. So yeah, the to be quite honest with you, there's something going on in football on my New York side. It sucks. Everything sucks. Life sucks at this fucking moment. Oh, so the only thing I could really talk about is either retards, baseball, and also some weird shit I find online. Oh god. Which, interestingly enough, I see a pattern. I see a pattern with the podcast I listen to. So there's a podcast. And you guys have seen it. It's called Danny Jones, right? So Danny Jones interviews a lot of very interesting people. And there is a there's a common not a common thread with the interviews, which is about the Bible. Now what I'm noticing is that for there to be such a holy book, there is so much fucking diverse fucking theories about the fucking Bible. There's like you look at the Torah, you look at the Quran, you even look at the Book of Mormon and whatnot. There was no different interpretations of the holy books. It's just one holy book for those religions. I don't know if there's a holy book for Hinduism or Buddhism, but all of the major religions.
Yeah, thank you for the sub. This robbery. Oh, what's poppin'?
Someone donated $35. Dude, my last live stream was amazing. No one is playing any card. Spin how you want. You can't get a subscriber to save your life. Meanwhile, redacted, my members dub your free subs. How I welcome a lawsuit at this point.
That's a lot. One second. Oh. Well, thank you, someone, for the money. I appreciate it. I appreciate the money, someone. Great. God bless. Kisses all around. Anyways, but there's always a consistency when it comes to there's no consistency when it comes to the Bible. Nothing.
Surprise!
God damn it! Who is this silly goose? Oh. Yes. There's no consistency when it comes to the Bible. There's always different interpretations. There's always like, yeah, let me see if I could pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, everything hurts. Oh god, everything hurts. So here you go.
Started off small, had to let it grow.
Yeah, I was initiated.
What
at
was that
8.
like?
Well, it was a page initiation. I thought, I was led into a council. There was a bunch of people in, dressed in cloaks and
Oh my
stuff,
God,
adults.
Lucky.
So, are you familiar with the part in the Bible where Jesus is arrested in the public park with the naked
Oh, there you
boy?
go.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I think that was actually an initiation that was going on.
That's what this guy says. So,
Yeah.
well, not necessarily. What Amon believes is basically so, and then accurate.
I think there's a lot of metaphor that gets the story of Noah is a good example. I mean, we know there's flood myths all over the world, and the Noah story is just one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But in the story of Noah, there's it's obviously the earth is people become corrupt, they say, and then a flood happens, right?
Yeah.
And which wipes out civilization, and then Noah and maybe a few other people survive it, but in that story,
And that was written. When was that was first written in the Septuagint?
correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for Genesis, yeah. It was
Okay.
one of the early books of Genesis. So,
Which is is that 350 something like that? Steve, can you find out when the Septuagint was?
yeah, and it was originally written, it was called the Septuagint because it was originally written in Greek.
Yes.
And then they translated it back into Hebrew, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, wow.
But
That's a lot of people don't like, a lot of people don't say that. A lot of people,
Yeah.
most scholars, if you will, believe that it was originally Hebrew and translated into Greek.
right.
But I've had a lot of people on here debating this fact. And,
Yeah.
the biggest argument for it is that Greek was a much deeper, richer, complex language than Hebrew.
stop.
Right.
And Greek had like,
That's the other thing that I don't fucking understand. That I need people to help me understand. Why is it that the Bible has so many different interpretations and language changes? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, there's no consistency. There's no fucking consistency with this shit, and that's what that's what all the fucking bothers me about this shit. There's lost books. There's lost books. There's fucking different languages. There's Aramaic, Hebrew, Greek. The fact that Christ has a different interpretation and name for it, it's weird. It's interesting too. Like, there's so many different things. I don't know how. I don't know how people like that's like I wouldn't be surprised if the full context of the book itself was like crazier than we think it is. Because there has been arguments to be made that there are certain books in the Bible that have been, taken out to not fit the narrative. Like, I don't know if people understand this, but Saint Peter wrote his part and not even know who Jesus was. The fact that there's so much, like, I listen to this and I'm like, how do you guys keep it straight? And granted, there are different versions of the Bible. There's a king, I think King James had another version of the Bible created itself. There was no other holy text out like this. And yeah, we were talking about sports, but I'm going all over the place. It's a hodgepodge of shit at this moment. Like, 1 second. Let's see.
Like 1.2 million unique words.
Right.
Hebrew only has 7,000 unique words. So how do you take my question is, how do you take a language, if something was written in a language, right, that only has 7,000 unique words, and how are you going to translate it into something that has over 1 million, that has more complex, that uses one word to convey multiple words? Like if you could, there's words that you can use, that you can take in Greek, right?
Right.
And it would take 3 words in Hebrew to make that one word in Greek.
Right, exactly.
Yet Greek has like 1,000 times more words.
Yeah, well, and there's,
Also, I want you to keep in mind that this person here, supposedly is a Knights Templar. Supposedly he knows the secrets of the fucking universe. Like he knows how to make DMT, gold. Yet he's out here talking publicly that he's a fucking Templar and a Freemason. I thought these were secret societies. So I don't fucking know.
I mean, the common story is that the Greeks were concerned that Hebrew was going to become lost, and that those stories were going to become lost. So they wrote them out in Greek in order to preserve them, and then from there it got translated back into Hebrew. There's some.
So 3rd century BC is roughly what.
Yeah, there's some argument for that because there are words in Hebrew, for example, that you find in those books, like the word shibboleth. Shibboleth has come to mean a password, or it's come to mean
This is a Hebrew word?
Yeah, a water ford, a place where a water ford is in Hebrew, but it's come to mean that. But that word is actually a Greek word. It comes from shibble, which is to conquer or victory, and lith, which is stone. So shibboleth is to conquer a stone, or to and that's the real meaning of the word in Greek. So that's one of those examples where there was a Greek that was put in there that just was kept in Hebrew, and then it became something else,
Wow.
So there are things like that.
Do you know what Christ means in Greek?
Yeah, Christos is universal consciousness, but it's also tied to the Christos, which is the
Chrio is the root.
Right.
And I had a classical philologist in here who spent his entire life reading and translating Greek, and he came up under John Scarborough, who's like one of the most legendary.
Yeah.
And basically told him when he was coming up through his PhD program, he's like, don't fuck with any secondary sources. He's like, only go to original sources.
Yeah.
For everything.
Yeah.
And he's told me in here that the root word for Christ, Chrio, or the word Christ or Christos,
Right.
in Greek, it actually means, according to him, to apply a drug to your eyes.
To apply a drug to your eyes.
Yes.
I haven't heard that one.
So that they may be open.
Interesting. That's cool, though. I think there's something to that. Yeah, from a Gnostic standpoint, that fits real well, because the there were a lot of Greek words that the Gnostics interpreted very differently than how modern Christians do. For example, the word resurrection.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Holidays on the house at DraftKings Casino. With this holiday season's offerings, you'll unwrap a list. Jingle Bells Power Reels. Like dodging potholes. Steve has things. Draft instantly holiday reward because the help is available. Please play eligibility restrictions.
The word that's usually translated into English as resurrection is the word anesthesia.
1 second. Let me see if I could just. Because the. Okay. 1 second. Oh, come on, you bastard.
Stasis. But anastasis actually just means to wake up. It's the opposite of stasis. So stasis means to sleep. Anastasis is to wake up.
Oh, wow.
So the Gnostics interpreted that as something very different than a bodily resurrection. They interpreted it as waking up to gnosis or divine experiential knowledge. You know.
Yeah. One of the other things that this gentleman, Amin Hillman, was explaining to me on the show was that Jesus was a big time drug guy. He was always on drugs, always performing, being, participating in these rites. And there was a thing they would do where they would get high on viper venom, on North African viper venom. And the way he's, by the way, he has read, have you heard of Galen? He's Marcus Aurelius' physician.
Sure, of course, yeah.
He's read, God, ungodly amounts of Galen and translated ungodly amounts of Galen's work, like thousands and thousands of pages of his work.
Wow.
And what Galen talks about, which this guy's an expert in, is how they would induce viper venom, small amounts of viper venom, into children. Like put it on a bandage, like cut their arm and then wrap it in a bandage, just enough to where it wouldn't actually kill them.
Right.
But they would create the antibodies.
Sure.
So when they got high on snake venom, they could extract fluids from those people, whatever it was, from those children, and that would be an antidote so they wouldn't die. And he thought that this was the idea of dying and being born again by taking the venom, the death inducers, they call them, and then to take the antidote, the antichrist. Which is what those were. They call them antichrist antidotes.
Right.
And that would.
I love how this person who is supposed to be a Templar was supposed to be part of a secret society that's supposed to have deeper knowledge than regular folk is. Listening to this, and he's like going along with it like he don't know what's going on. I am so I'm very confused as to that. Either he's playing stupid or he doesn't know what's going on. So, again, how can, when people say they're part of a society or a club or an organization, and they have supposedly this deep wealth of knowledge, like, first of all, why are you public for it? Number two, if you know it's complete BS, why don't you say, hey, this is complete BS, that's not the correct source, here's the correct source. Like, why can't you say all that? Why put yourself in the position where you either have to prove it or don't prove it?
Keep them alive so they could get high.
Wow.
And survive.
The Hopi of, the area of Arizona, they have a similar rite where they have a snake dance where you can become a brotherhood of the snake, and where they would actually, they take a rattlesnake and they hold it in their mouth, and they dance with this rattlesnake in their mouth, and they have an eagle feather that they kind of stroke the snake with to keep it calm while they're dancing. And then at the end of the dance, they ingest the poison from the from the rattlesnake. And now prior to this, they've been building up antibodies from the snake poison.
Right.
But then they they drink actually some of the snake poison.
Right.
And if they survive it, then they're in the brotherhood of the snake at that point.
Wow.
But it's a similar idea.
Yeah, very similar idea. That's interesting. I have to look. What is that called again?
It was the Hopi.
The Hopi?
Yeah, it's the Hopi. The snake dance. It's a rattlesnake dance.
So, are you familiar with the part in the Bible where Jesus is arrested in the public park with the naked boy?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was actually an initiation that was going on.
That's what this guy says. So,
Yeah.
well, not necessarily. What Amon believes is basically and then to clarify, like from what my understanding is of what a classicist does.
Yeah.
Is their job is to go back in the time machine, find texts. And because there's this phenomenon called semantic drift that happens over time, where one word will change and evolve meaning over millennia, right?
Of course, yeah.
So a classicist's job is to go back to a specific point in history.
I love how he's teaching him about what this is supposed to be. So basically there is and I didn't know. Fucking hell. Is it? Anyway, so there's this part. So in the Bible, he got arrested. So Jesus got arrested. I want you to listen to what the story is. And please do tell me, for people that are readers, please tell me if you remember this.
Right? And read all the peripheral texts. The comedy, the poetry, the pharmaceutical texts, the medical texts, and figure out what a general consensus of what the words meant.
Yeah, the context.
The context of what was actually going on. So that's what he does. This is how he came to this conclusion about Jesus. In the park, when he was with the kid, he thinks Jesus was hallucinating on this death inducer, right? And he had the kid there who was wearing nothing but a linen cloth on his private parts.
Yeah.
And he thinks that was somehow Jesus was going to get his antidote from the boy.
Yeah, maybe.
And the boy ran off, right?
Sure.
So then Jesus the next day gets crucified, and he's like screaming, and he dies early, right? You're not supposed to die that quick.
Yeah.
And there's the depiction of them giving him the sponge, what was it supposed to be, like vinegar or something?
Yeah.
He says he believes that was supposed to be like the antidote that was on that to keep him alive.
Yeah.
And he refused to take it because he wanted to die quicker.
Maybe there was. I will say that throughout the ancient world, it was not uncommon for during the initiation rites and you still find it within some traditions to this day. The new initiate is dressed in white linen, as is divested of all their earthly clothes, everything that makes them distinct and gives them identity in the world. They're divested of all of that, any medals that they have on them, and they're made to put on a white linen for initiation, and that's common. And to me, it makes more sense.
Okay.
Amun in ancient Egyptian means the hidden one, and it represented the hidden power. And this is why in the New Testament, when Jesus gives this prayer, first of all, the disciples go to him and they say, Jesus, how should we pray?
Yeah.
And he says, well, first of all, don't go to church and be seen praying like a hypocrite. That's what he says. They never quote that part in church, right?
Right. Yeah, they left that part out.
Right. He says, instead, find a hidden place in your home, like a closet. Go in there and give this prayer. And then he gives the Lord's Prayer. So he's telling the disciples to become the hidden one, to go hide in a closet somewhere in their home and give this prayer, which literally Amun is the prayer to Amun, which literally means the hidden one. So this is just one example of many in the New Testament where uh, early Christianity or Jesus himself was quite literally borrowing from this Egyptian tradition and was trying to preserve it. And I mean, and other examples are, the gold, frankincense, and myrrh that Jesus received as a baby. Those are what every pharaoh is buried with.
Gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Correct. Yeah. It's
If this is to believe, it's not even fucking original. Like, what's going on here, bro? What's going on here? Like, there was, like, again, like, I listened to a lot of this show, of this podcast, and there's always consistently either there's new interpretations on Genesis, Exodus, um, who Christ is, who Mary is, different books, different names for God. Like the consistency of what the texts are all over the place. Like there shouldn't be there shouldn't be any diversion, variations, different books, hidden books, censored books. There should be one book. One book. Like so again, like the Bible, like if you could come with a bullshit interpretation of it, and if you believe in the fucking bullshit interpretation, people will listen to you no matter what. And I find it like people could parse in numerology, parse out about the seven seals, parse out you could parse out a lot of stuff. Like the Bible is like literally the open source of 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 being infamous or famous. There are so many podcasts that speak about this. And again, this is a Templar. That's being interviewed. You should know. He should know things already. The closest thing like this, the Bible interpretation and Bible theories and whatever, it's this is tied with fucking UFO bullshit or UFO technologies. Oh, you could bullshit your fucking way out with UFO technologies or UFO sightings, UFO abductions. You could get away with so much shit like that. People will believe you if you have the conviction enough. Like there's this person named his name is Whitley, really Strawber. This man makes the rounds in UFO conferences talking about he was there with the ones. He had relations with the ones. Like he goes into kind of detail about an amorphous being, and there were fucking 5-star generals as watching like cucks while they were doing the deed. Telekinetic BS. The one thing that bothers me about the UFO folks or the UFO folks, abductionists, people that know technology, they claim they know the technology or whatever, is the fact they say they know a guy that knows a guy that's seen the stuff, or they can't go into detail about the situation, or there's something they cannot say in public. What's the point of you being on the show if you can't talk about it? Like, if you're claiming that you've been abducted, you're claiming there's technology out there, then say something. Why hide it? I'm so confused as to why you want to hide stuff. Look, the 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 creation of the atomic bomb caused the renaissance of a great ingenuity, violence, domination, right? But if there is a better way, if there's better technology of it, we should be able to know about it. Now people are still argue to this day that in Antarctica there could be remnants of a lost civilization. People have argued Atlantis is somewhere in in the world. That either it's still there, deep, deep, deep in the ocean, or it just like destroyed. But people claim they know these things. They may know something, but there's no concrete. Like no one wants to be concrete. The only time shit gets concrete is when you talk about politics. Maybe the assassinations, maybe about CIA stuff that's declassified. That's the only time you're gonna get any type of real hard hit. Or if you go watch about fucking kingpins, drug lords, runners, prison prison things. Like that's the only time where you get some real meat and potatoes of it. Oh, true crime drama. That's the only time. But when it comes to Bible stuff, or when it comes to like UFO stuff, it like my bullshit meter goes off the roof. Like there's no nuance. It's just hibbity jibbity stuff with with fucking word salad stuff with word salad, and you kill people's 2 hours. Like you gave people you lost made people lose their 2 hours of content. But I also keep pointing out because I find it interesting. I want to make you love your people keep going out on it. Like, come on. Let's see. Uh, I got Queen out. Okay, cool. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Okay. Ooh. But yeah, uh, it's just annoying. Like this whole thing is fascinating to me. Oh, hold on. Crazy. Ah, but fuck. But I just wanted to. I just want to end off tonight with a simple message. Just a simple fucking message, folks. I don't talk for my own goodwill. I don't cover people for my own health. To be quite honest with you, the fact that I got views the last time around over Homeboy, either A, people were talking about my stuff and they were like, "Whoa, what is I'm not leaving now. Wait, I'm not leaving now. Will you goddamn it wait? I'm leaving now. I just want to make a point. I'm not doing it for my health. Alright, I'm not. I want to make a point in saying this. I don't do this for my health. I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to point stuff out. Because again, when it comes to blood sports, okay, it doesn't do anything. I stress this a lot throughout this past year because if you have controversy, don't go on another show because the person that is gonna host your stuff doesn't care about you. Will never care about you. Okay? Don't be someone else's content. You have no idea who your friends are in this game. You have no idea. No one really stands by fucking people, truly, in a controversy. Because the moment a person becomes a liability, they're gone. It's over. They're not worth it. Okay? Look at Bull Blacks. Got blown out of the water. No one fucks with him anymore. Look at Maggot Addict. No one gives a fuck about her anymore. Because she's a liability. She's bad for business. No one's gonna give a Frenchman's fuck about you. Until you give a till you give a fuck about someone that will not give you any benefit at all. Be kind to people, but don't be a simp for people. Because again, people like I'll give you an example, a perfect example. When Rev comes into calls, he's belligerent, he's crazy, and he's drunk. No one tells him to, hey bro, stop. You know, I'm gonna kick you for your own good because I don't need you to embarrass yourself. No, they just allow him to speak. Tony Hits, whatever. Tony Hits is whatever. Doug is Doug. Also, no one gives a fuck about Doug. They claim they give a fuck about Doug. People have accused me that, oh, Huggy's jealous of Doug, of people. Huggy is jealous of how much we care about Doug. I'm like, really? You guys treat him like a fucking sped. I never seen fucking Doug in these streets anymore. Where is he? He's not in fucking AWT. He's not in the fucking VCs. He's not in the bullshit VCs anymore. Like, who is like? Where's Doug in this community in the community? He's not there. Help! If Badwick is listening, hey Badwick, my guy, my Canadian homie, you should have Doug as your fucking you should have him as a co-host of sorts. Just have him be there. Give him something to do with his life because he has nothing to do with his life. Like, come on. But it's crazy that these communities just fall like dominoes because no one keeps to themselves. No one can build a community. No one can keep their shit to themselves. They always have to put everything out on the mill. Do not put your business out in the for laundry. Your issues, your retardation, your tar wrangling, your whatever the case is, should not be on display online. It should not be. Getting yelled at, getting told that your content sucks. The again, the simple fact that Burn the World was told by Morale, your content sucks. You draw 100 friends, you draw 100 viewers, right? And yet, people in the fucking call that are his friends, quote unquote friends, didn't say a fucking word about Burn Show. No, Morale, you're fucking wrong. Burnshire's doing pretty good. No one gave a fuck. No one defended their friend's fucking own show. How disrespectful can you... If you are claiming that these are your friends, they should be defending your IP. When someone else is bad mouthing your fucking IP. Let me put it to you like this. There are more people out in this fucking world, in this YouTube world, that say they like my content, either when I'm in the present or they're on their own fucking videos. Badwick says it, fucking Badwick says it, Pizzle said it on fucking multiple fucking occasions. Like, I'm just saying, like, when you just say it on the fucking thing, even Sen, just by coming into my streams whenever he wants to, like, he comes in not because he feels pity for me, not because he's using me, because I'm a low type channel. He's fucking bigger than me. Even the actions of the people that come in and just and cooperate with the show there is something to me. There is a proactiveness when it comes to my shit. And I say this to say that particular instance where people were making fun of Burn's show in front while Morale was destroying Burn, why is it that this man was put on the cross and no one came to defend him? And this is why. Why the fuck do I need to go on your show to do battle with people? If you want to fight me, you fight me in my area. And if you don't want to fight me in my area, then it's not worth my time. I could move on to something else. You could go on your stuff and you could bitch about me on your stuff, but I have the right to shit on you on my stuff. That's how it goes, baby boy. Just because I'm not going to go on your show doesn't mean anything. I could be here comfortably controlling my stuff, watching your responses. Remember back in YouTube where you could do rare responses to people? Oh, those were the girl days. Days when like you could actually do where you could do a recording of a video in response to another video and it'd be right there. It'd be like Twitter, but you video form. That's how it always be, my guy. This is how rap beefs, rap battles get to it. You do a response, I do a response. Back, forth, until you can't handle it anymore. Either you tap out, or we just keep going into perpetuity. But I don't need to go on your fucking show. Well, no one needs to go on their show to save face. And the fact that people are getting tricked to doing these fucking shows is outlandish to me. Outlandish. Look, I will put it to you like this. The only shows I will go on, honestly, are Badwick shows. Hell, I will go on Wall Smashes just because I miss fucking Badwick and doing shows with Badwick. I like him. I didn't like anyone. I didn't like the other idiots in the fucking thing. I mean, this current cast of people, Reese seems like someone interesting to vibe with. Peapod, interesting. Pete Burn, whatever the fuck ever. Uh, Badwick, whatever. I'm more interested in Reese, to be honest with you. Like, I would want to do a fucking collaboration with Reese just to see how it goes one time. And if anything, whenever Reese is gonna be streaming, which I don't know when Reese will be streaming, if I ever could catch Reese streaming and sorry, I'm gonna say they just to be on the safe side because I like Reese. I don't want to disrespect Reese, so I'm gonna do the best I can to say they because I don't want to get confused. Whenever they stream, if they have an open mic thing, I will join in and vibe. Go into their. That's the only time when you go into someone else's neck of the woods, because I want to show that person I could vibe with them in their own neck of the woods. Because if I could vibe with them and they like me enough to have me on their stuff whenever I want, whenever I will want to, that just means that I can have them on my stuff and we can have a fucking collaboration. No clout, no nothing. Just it helps to have people to collaborate with. It makes it makes the world go round. You don't need to blood sports. The skills of having blood sports is null and void, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need to be calling people the F word, N word, S slur. No need. It doesn't help you get your point across. It no one gets. I'm not sure. Reese does stream. I spoke to Reese. I even am in their Discord, but well, and Reese is in my Discord. So yay. Anyways, but like I said, the point is, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, uh, I'm gonna keep on reminding you. I'm gonna keep reminding everyone this. Don't go on people's shows to blood sports. Don't go into fucking don't go into other people's shows to fucking not be fucking to not be whatchamacallit, to think you're proven right. You're never gonna be proven right in another person's in another person's show. It's never gonna end up happening. It's always important to keep up. It's important to just focus on your stuff, be better than everyone else, laugh at the fucking retards, and when you display the fucking retardation, do so like I already did last time in PowerPoint presentation. Don't go on to end up being the content. Exactly, Belinda. That's my theme of everything. Don't go on other people's sources to uh yeah, don't go on other people's shows to do whatever. Unless you have Miss America Riz or Nicholas Diorio Riz or Sen Riz. Yeah. But with that being said, I'm gonna go watch. I'm gonna go in my Discord and I will wait for my adoring public to come and say hi. Remember guys, like, share, subscribe. Let's get this to 20 likes. I want to get it to a 20 like video one day to show the ops. Huggy stays winning, will always win, no matter what the consequences are. And with that being said, folks,